Hello my Taurus friends, welcome to your mid-month reading, full moon reading as well, this mid-April. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Happy Easter to those of you who celebrate Easter. I should have said this in all of my videos, I'm sorry. But happy Easter. Taurus, it's always difficult for me to sense your energy and to channel your energy. I tend to get this way with most earth sign readings except Virgo. For some reason I have very strong connections with Virgo. Nonetheless, I will move along with your reading. And I hope that you guys enjoy it. I'm kind of on a time crunch as well, so I don't mean to rush things at all. I will still give you as authentic of a reading as I can. I'll spend as much time as I feel is needed. Some of these mid-monthlies have run for like 15 minutes, others have run for 30, so it just really depends on the cards we get and how much interpretive power I feel the need to dedicate to each card. Before we move into your mid-month, just a quick reminder of the cards that popped up in your full month's reading. We got the Knight of Wands in the reverse, King of Pentacles, Judgment, Queen of Cups, Six of Cups, Six of Wands. We also got the Emperor, the Knight of Swords, the Five of Swords, the Page of Pentacles in reverse, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles. For those of you who want to take a mental snapshot, these are the cards that appeared. I'm also using a different deck. I'm using the Thoth deck. It's a very special deck. It's really dear to my heart. And I didn't think I was going to use them before 2 years of purchasing them because I really wanted to master each card, give it full justice. But I've been counterproductive. Every time I think I'm going to set enough time aside to do that, I don't end up being as faithful to my word. That is my biggest problem sometimes. I can't create a schedule and stick to it. The only way I learn is by doing. So that's why I'm just implementing it in my practice now, and I feel very connected to these cards. I really truly love them. They are so divine, so insightful to the point of spooky, scary. I would watch over readings done with this deck more than once over a specific, like, spread out, of course, not in the same day, because I feel like more perspectives come up, more insights come up. If I'm ever doing a reading for myself, I take a picture of the cards, and sometimes I will dedicate 8 hours just to understanding my own cards. So I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just saying that that's how much insight we can gain from this deck. So I'm also going to be using the Celtic Cross. I'm not a huge fan of the Celtic Cross. However, I feel like for the purposes of like a mid-month reading where we are trying to clarify the events of the actual month, so we've already done that reading, it can help us zoom in and focus on critical points within the month that need our attention. So the Judgment card that popped up before is regardless of anything, still a focal point. And I see that we were also encountering a lot of court cards, right? Like with the King of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. A lot of characters appeared in your reading, and that's in addition to the Emperor. So we may be talking about relationships. Six of Pentacles is the central issue that we're dealing with here. The idea of achieving success through give and take, because that's how I look at the Six of Pentacles. Being comfortable enough with your resources, enough to give. And when I mean comfortable, I don't necessarily mean wealthy, because Pentacles talks about money, right? We're talking about coins here. However, that is subjective. It is very subjective. For some people, feeling comfortable means they need to have $1 million in their bank account. For others, it means that they have enough to eat. They have enough to pay rent, enough to support their children. That can be comfort. And for others, it's having one meal in that day and they will count their blessings. It's very successful and it's a very sensitive topic to dive into, of course, because it's extremely subjective and prone to change as we evolve, prone to change as we grow. Things that may have mattered years ago to us, whether that's like owning the latest smartphone or wearing the trendiest outfit, may not be relevant anymore these days. For you may have changed and evolved as a person. Taurus tends to place so much emphasis on a luxurious lifestyle. So for you guys, earning money and having that kind of stability is really important for you, because you tend to be drawn to the finer things in life. You want to pamper yourself, and you also want to pamper the people who are around you. You won't have a night out unless you can go all out. And likewise, if you want to spend your nights in, you like to have everything that you could possibly want on hand. The Knight of Wands is back here, you guys. Okay, and in this deck, we don't look at reversals. So previously in your full month reading, the Knight of Wands was in the reverse, which tells me that some of you are really sick and tired of not being able to be in a committed relationship, perhaps, because maybe the people that you encounter on a date, usually encounter, who spark your interest are of the kind that come and go, or perhaps you lead a lifestyle that requires you to be really flexible for you to come and go. And your challenge now is, as it was in the full month reading, is to adapt to some sort of change in your schedule, or some sort of change in your partner's schedule, if we're talking about a partner here, that is not going to dent your path to success, because it's placed in the challenge position here over the Six of Pentacles. So this is a person who would ultimately be at odds with you, a person who might interrupt your flow and cause a significant shift in your schedule that leaves you feeling a sense of burden. I just need to plug this in. Crowning you is this Empress, a motherly figure ruled by your ruling planet, actually, Taurus, reminding you to be true to yourself, to be true to your essence, and not to settle for anything less. The Empress, she is really all about leading a comfortable, luxurious lifestyle. Sometimes she overdoes this, kind of like a Taurus would overdo it sometimes. Wow, we have strong cards. But other times, she is extremely responsible. She's earned her rights to be comfortable now, because she's gone through struggles in her past and has come out of them very, very strong. She knows how to lead a group of queens. Queens will come to her for advice. Children will come to her for support. She sits very comfortably in her home and in her dwelling. She need look no further than what she has. She is often reminded of all the hard work that she put into the life that she's built for herself. On days when she may feel lonely, she realizes that, you know, when she was going through the worst of her life, of her times, working really hard, the only person who really came through for her was herself. And this is a reminder that she should never feel lonely, or never feel sorry for herself if she sees people walk out of her life as quickly as she sees them come into her life. She reminds herself that that inner peace is, you know, only really makes a difference when we're working with ourself. Okay, that's a bit convoluted there, but I hope that you kind of got what I'm trying to say. Your foundation is extremely strong here with this Magician card. So during this period, we are trying to regain control. We are trying not to feel so overwhelmed. And we're definitely not up for any manipulation. So with the Magician creeping into your energy this way, it suggests that people would be fools to try to trick you in any way, because you have the ability to one-up them. It may not appear so. However, you have the power right now, almost magically, to read a person's thoughts, their intentions, and the energy that they bring. You are coming out of illusions, so you may have fallen deeply in love with someone in the past who appeared to be someone they're not. So we are often taken aback by beauty and what we are presented with. And the thing is, again, with Taurus, is that you really are drawn to beautiful people, beautiful events, and you can be quite beautiful yourself. So usually when you come across the ideal mate, you can almost see a picture of what your children would even look like in the future. We can get so caught up in that picture perfect image that we have in our mind's eye, that we fail to see the reality of events. But you are coming out of this. This is something that is leaving your monthly forecast, if I could say. That is leaving your life, and that's the Seven of Cups here. And rather, you can see things for what they are. Or you can draw the line in terms of having a good time with superficial things and people and circumstances, and a deeper experience with the people who mean the most. The people who mean the most will usually be the ones who keep reappearing in your life, who don't walk away despite difficult circumstances, who do not walk away when you are not at your best or when you are not looking your best, for example. You ought to attract the kind of people who love you in your pajamas as much as they love you when you're putting on a ballroom gown. And that's the vibe that I'm getting with the Six of Cups. These are people who've seen you at your weakest and who've seen you really endure a lot, and they've also seen how you've come out of things all the wiser. So it is not very easy to fool characters like this. And I'm not saying that you would want to fool them. I'm just saying that there is no point in trying to convince people like this, for example, that you're okay if you're not feeling okay, or that you're up to going out if you're not really feeling up to going out. Very random, and I'm honestly trying to understand what all these cards mean in light of the core issue, which is the Six of Pentacles. Why are you skeptical at this time, Taurus? All of this is suggesting, and I'm seeing a rather large trend. It's not large, but I'm seeing a pattern occur here. That you are placing too much importance on something that is blocking you, or someone perhaps blocking you from moving forward in the right way. So you don't need to add more things into your environment. You don't need to add more people into your life. It's quite the contrary. You need to cut someone out, or you need to cut off a particular habit that you've been engaging in. And this habit can be overspending, or placing too much importance on owning certain items, or being able to afford certain things, cutting down on luxury products. Ask yourself, what is it that you truly need? This is amazing, you guys, because this is just reconfirming what the point I'm trying to make here. This is in your environment. This Four of Cups is talking about having options, plenty of options, and it's usually the wealthy who get presented with so many options. And actually, in our day and age, we are quite wealthy as it stands. If you're able to watch this reading, you have what you need, and probably even more. The idea, though, is that we seem to crave more and more and more. Once we get used to what we have, it no longer becomes enough. We want to upgrade. We want to start having 2 vacation trips instead of 1 every year. We want to have more friends. It's not enough that we can count our friends on our hands. We want to have salary raises. We want to, yeah, I don't know. But I can just go on, and it's a bit pointless for me to go on and on. The idea is that there is a focus here on attaining more in your surroundings and in your environment, when in fact there is no need for this. What I'm seeing here is that there is room for you to cut off the unnecessary baggage and weight that you're carrying around, so that you are able to free yourself of this rather dark energy here. Because whatever this is, it's making you view yourself in a light that is not worthy of your time. So just have a look here. This card is labeled failure. This is you going over work you've done and thinking it's not good enough. Going over certain successes and achievements and thinking, no, I could have done so much more. Something is bogging you down, and you need to eliminate that. Because once you eliminate this one extraneous factor here, that's when you can really, really get down to this success card here, the Six of Pentacles. Likewise, when it relates to the people in your environment, instead of being caught up in what it is that they look like, or how they sound, or what they look like on paper, ask yourself, what is truly important in a mate? Who do I envision can really make me happy? Is it what they're wearing? Is it what they can buy me? Is it the kind of house that they can build for me? Or is it how kind, compassionate, and nurturing they can be as a father, as a mother, as a partner, as a lifelong friend? Because really I'm talking about qualities. When we talk about what it is a person can buy for you, or what they look like, how they present themselves, these are all extras. These are all extras. Qualities that we ought to really value in a person are really not how they present themselves. It's their true nature, their true calling, whether or not they are kind human beings, kind individuals. That's really what matters at the end of the day, because these are the people that you want to stick around. These are the people that can really bring you this Six of Cups, this pleasure. And again, we're reducing ourselves down in a good way. We're reducing down our images from this Seven of Cups, which doesn't really tell us much, except for we're not seeing things clearly when it comes to how we look at people. We're reducing ourselves down from that Seven of Cups to clarity that is appreciated, this epiphany that brings you joy. Truth of the matter is that you guys want to become satiated. You want to find contentment in your life. And right now, it is really more about emotional fulfillment, isn't it? It's less about... Okay, I need to word myself correctly so as not to sound contradictory. What I'm trying to say is that you cannot become emotionally content if you think that the root of your happiness lies in the objects that you can buy, how you can dress, and all the fun things that you can do in your life that cost money. You cannot buy happiness. You really can't. Contrary to what media says, and contrary to what marketing experts try to make you believe, you cannot buy your wealth. Your wealth comes from within you, and it depends on how comfortable you are in your own skin with what you have. That truly makes a difference to the reason why you want to wake up every single morning. You want to feel satiated, and yet there is this constant urge to get more, earn more, find more, do more. I don't know, put more makeup on your face and maybe then you'll look prettier. No. Reduce it. Try to come back down to your natural state. The Empress, she has everything that she needs. She really doesn't feel the need to expand more, and yet she does. Inadvertently, she is very expansive, but in her own element. People come to her for advice. That's how she expands her wisdom, by providing her wisdom to others. And it usually comes down to the same thing over and over again. Trust yourself, trust your abilities, trust that you already know what it is that you need to know. Trust that you can build yourself up to this potential, the potential that the Empress radiates. But you can't do that by buying more things or earning more money. Okay, it's a little bit silly for those of you who are watching thinking, but I can barely afford my rent. So how can you tell me that earning more money is not important? Or I can't pay for my kids' tuition. How can you tell me that working hard towards making more money isn't important? No, money is important. Yes, we need enough money to provide for ourselves. But this reading here is not talking about the basic, the essentials in life. It's not talking about needs. It's talking about wants. It's talking about pleasure that is derived from extraneous items. It's talking about luxury. It's talking about, you know, really stuffing yourself until you are more than full. Till there is, not enough space in your belly anymore to handle all that food, that you end up purging, actually, that you end up just puking it all out, and then like, well, where are you left? What are you left with after that? Nothing. It's this feeling of greed. It's this feeling of like nothing is ever enough. So we really need to shed all of that extraneous energy, because it's not needed here. It will not lead to it's not going to lead to a self-fulfilling place. If you choose to take this on as a challenge, you will start from the very beginning. It's like going back to basics. Listing things, pros and cons. What do I need? What don't I need? Okay, now what do I want? I want this. Do I actually need it? A, B, C, D. Just making lists. Or going through your items. Let's think of it as spring cleaning, Taurus. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed your reading. Feel free to let me know what you think. And I will see you guys next month. Bye.